Hey, Moss Maniacs, it's your friendly new media Moss Man here, Zach the Moss Man Daggy, with another edition of Midnight Spookshow, your online guide to the realm of horror, featuring all the horror news, reviews, and interviews that you can scream at. And for this edition of Midnight Spookshow, I'm doing a review on a film that I'm a bit late to the game on, and I apologize for that. But the film is Predators. And before we begin, I do want to say that personally, I don't think that the Predator franchise should be considered part of the horror genre. But enough of you out there really think that it is part of the horror genre. So, since a new sequel came out, I figured I'd go ahead and review it here on Spookshow. So, Predators. It is a sequel to the 1980s film titled Predator, which starred Arnold Schwarzenegger. It was kind of one of the staple action films of the 80s. And the sequels since then have gone more sci-fi, more twisted a bit as it got tangled up with the Alien franchise, also part of Fox, the studio that produced these movies. But basically, Predators is a return to form to the original. They're considering that Predator 2 and all the subsequent Alien Predator films didn't happen, and they're just starting as a direct sequel from the original. Now, this film comes courtesy of producer Robert Rodriguez, who you may know from such films as Sin City, Planet Terror, and the upcoming film Machete. So he's a guy that knows how to do over-the-top action and is heavily influenced by films of the 80s. And it stars Adrian Brody of the film Splice, an awesome film if you haven't caught it. The remake of King Kong, that was Peter Jackson's film. And also one of my all-time favorite movies, The Brothers Bloom. It also has Walton Coggins, who you may recognize from the TV series The Shield, as well as Justified. And also an appearance by Lawrence Fishburne of course, The Matrix. And I do gotta say that Fishburne, awesome job in this movie. Just not to spoil much, but he plays kind of a crazy character, and he pulls it off awesomely. So the premise of the film is that the Predators are an alien race of hunters. They like to hunt the most dangerous game, which of course includes humans. So in the original 1980s film, it was about a single predator crash landing on Earth and hunting a group of commandos. In this film, it changes a bit in that it's a group of the most dangerous men on the and women of the planet Earth, abducted and dumped onto an alien world that's basically a hunting preserve. And they have to survive being hunted by the predators. And the film is, like I said, a return to form to the original. It feels very much like the original in that it's basically a tropical jungle environment. Really badass group of people getting hunted. And for that, for me, that's a big plus, that it really captures the essence of the original Predator film. Now, the other thing that really works, though, is that it's really a battle of wits, the entire movie. It's the Predators come up with a plan to attack the humans figure out what the plan is, figure out a way of outsmarting that. Predators catch on, adapt, and outsmart them on that. The humans do the same. It's back and forth, and then basically chess with blood and guts, explosions, and gratuitous violence. So it really works in that it feels like I said, a true sequel to the original. It's badass people doing badass things. And predators and aliens and space age weaponry thrown into the mix. And the only thing, though, is Adrian Brody. Adrian is a great actor. He really is. Brothers Bloom, like I said, one of my favorite films, did an excellent job. But here's the thing about him. He is either going to play a computer geek or a wannabe hero. Somebody that, is thrown into the mess and has to be a hero. You're every man. He's not a kick-ass mercenary who he's supposed to play in this. He's supposed to basically play Arnold Schwarzenegger's part. It's not the same character, but it's supposed to be basically the same type of character. And Adrian Brody is not a badass action hero. I'm sorry. And it just didn't work for me. They could have gotten somebody better. He's an excellent actor. Great. But you're not going to see Dustin Hoffman kicking ass, So it just didn't work. Adrian Brody, great actor, not an action star, sorry. The other thing is that, for me, the film sped along perfectly, but I know people that said they thought it was a bit slow. And personally, I think that that's a good thing. The original one, it took a while to see the Predator. It was kind of that eerie feeling of when's he going to appear, that kind of stuff. And this has that. If you want to get straight into the action, you're not going to find that in this film. It has a bit of a slow burn at the beginning, but when the shit hits the fan, it hits the fan. So, overall, I think it's the best of the sequels. It's not as good as the original, though. So, my advice is to check it out if you like the original. If you didn't, you may want to pass on it, I guess. But it's a good film. And even if you like Robert Rodriguez's films, check it out. Because Robert Rodriguez just plain makes some awesome, awesome movies. So that's my review of Predators. I don't know if it's in theaters still, but I imagine it'll be coming out on DVD soon enough. So check it out, and do remember, when watching great horror films, be sure to turn it up and turn out the lights. Cheers.